possessions late defensively, where do you see things kind of break down?
I think we had a chance. We had the offensive foul, then we came down, and we were in a scramble situation, and they got to go look at the three.
Is that just because of all the attention?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a primary scorer. He had a terrific game. That's the way he's been playing. It puts a lot of stress on you, and everyone's got to be tied together. And and Beasley had a hot hand, and you got to be there on the catch.
Carl, any update on that?
Haven't gotten word from medical yet.
We keep bringing up the bench scoring, but when you're outscored 46-13 or whatever, how tough is this?
Yeah, we got more than enough, So and we got to find a way to get that done. Again, it comes down to a one possession game basically, and we fell short. So we got to take a look at it, see what we could do better, and continue to fight to win every possession in a game. You never know which possession it is that makes the difference, and so get locked in, get ready for Philly.
What did you make of the disparity in the third quarter?
Yeah, you talk. What do you?
Just like the point, they outscored you by 9, I believe.
Yeah, well, they came out and they pushed the ball, and even though we have more free throws than they did, but you can't complain, or if you feel like they missed a call, if you jog back and you're talking to an official, it could be 3 points. I think they had 36-37, in the third. That's too many points.
Tom, do you sense that the obviously you guys made such a big trade, two big trades during the offseason, training camp, whatever you want to call it. Do you still feel like in some ways that despite your reputation and this team's identity for the last couple of years, that you guys are still trying to find kind of what the root of this team is from a defensive standpoint? You guys can score with anybody, but it just felt like you couldn't really get enough stops here tonight.
Yeah, no, to answer your question, the thing is you have a challenge every night in this league. So you're playing a team that, is very hot right now, and they're shooting the ball really well. Cunningham's playing at a very high level, and credit to them, they're playing great basketball. And, we're on a back-to-back, so just find a way to get it done. And it came down to, getting one stop at the end. And initially we got it, but then our turnovers were too high tonight. That hurt us. And then, we needed to stop it on the last play.
You had mentioned just kind of talking to the refs after their call, and then you get a good look on the other end. Josh had also said that you got to be better with that. Is that something that you've seen that you'd like to see the guys nip in the bud a little bit?
Yeah, and in general, look, it's a long season. No one's perfect, and it's the officials. It's a tough job, very tough, and so. But there's emotion in a game. There's frustration. So, but you also have to understand the pace that the game's being played at. You can't afford to complain. You can make a point on a dead ball to an official. They're usually pretty good with that. But if you're doing it when the ball's live, now you're at a disadvantage down the other end, and it becomes 5-on-4, and it becomes an open three or a layup. Those, and then in the end, maybe it's a one possession game. You have 2 or 3 of those in a game. That could be the difference in winning and losing.
To piggyback off of Chris's question, just you mentioned before the game, this was game 41, so the exact midway point of the regular season. Just big picture, how would you evaluate just where you guys are at?
Well, I think we're better than we were when we first started. The first month of the season, second month better, and then there's a long way to go, and that's why, like I think from a mentality standpoint of focusing on daily improvement, with the understanding that you want to be playing your best at the end. And there's a lot of challenges throughout the course of the season. So there's ups and downs, and you have to handle that. You got to get through things together, but you never can lose sight of how important it is to improve every day. And then hopefully in the end, you're playing your best basketball. So there's still a lot of things that we can do better and we have to lock into.